project that Capgemini and Microsoft created together, a real enterprise solution that they were able to do in a record amount of time. So it's better for the Capgemini and the Microsoft people to talk about it themselves, so please cue the video.
We did our first project for Microsoft on Duet Enterprise. It was really, really easy to use and really business focused. I mean, we didn't have to bother with all the IT infrastructure.
We built an application called the Hiring Manager Portal. It handled many of the more difficult problems we've had in terms of single sign-on. So it's a two-way. You're creating data in SharePoint that updates SAP and pulling data from SAP that's in the SharePoint. Combination of the power of SAP and the Microsoft front end and the gateway product helps immensely. Cap was very important to providing some of the expertise as well as some of the forward thinking and how we use these technologies.
SAP and Microsoft are huge strategic partners of Capgemini. So the result is that it really fits a real business needs in the market. And actually, we have been rolling out these initiatives within Capgemini in advance of the release of the product.
Sound business processes with a very good user experience. We also believe that we could probably do an addition to the project in about half the time it took us to do this originally.
Easy to deploy, faster than our previous technologies. I think we're going to see a lot of projects of that nature in the coming months and years. We will be behind Microsoft and SAP on this.
Is enterprise ready? I think these are solutions that you can deploy in the enterprise that still gives you the security of the enterprise process, makes your business users jump for joy.
Peter is here from Microsoft, Jean-Claude from Capgemini. I'm very excited about this. 1/6 the amount of time it took. The hiring portal, the hiring application for Microsoft is a mission-critical application, obviously. And it sits naturally on top of the SAP HR system, works in the SharePoint environment. It's a fantastic example. I hope that all of you will go take a look at this. For the ISVs and the software builders among us, I think it is a great opportunity for you to connect the world of Microsoft Office with the world of our original application plan. Perhaps you can show something about the lifecycle management that we do with this.
Yes, so you heard in the video the term enterprise ready. So as we know, the development of the software is just kind of one cycle in the life cycle. So what we wanted to show here is the end-to-end traceability of an application like this. You're going from your SharePoint environment through .NET back into a NetWeaver environment back into a back-end SAP system. So we could have this screen, the laptop screen. I'm just going to show a quick video to demonstrate what those capabilities are. So what you're seeing here, this is just a little video of a SharePoint site. If somebody clicks on a SharePoint site, again, what's happening is you're retrieving information from your SAP system, it's deploying everything and displaying everything back into your SharePoint window. Now, what happens if you wanted to actually record what's going on behind the scenes, for example? So you could set up the recorder, and this time we're going to click on the products. It's going through the different stacks, going to the back end, bringing back the results. But if the performance isn't great on that, you want to track and see exactly what's going on behind the scenes, we could go ahead and go into details. So this is your SAP Solution Manager that everybody's familiar with. It's not a new tool that you have to learn, it's things that you're already familiar with. You take a look at what's going on, and if we scroll ahead here, you could go into more details and further drill down and take a look at exactly where the call is going. Again, from all the way from the UI back through the different stats to the back end. So, it comes part of Duet Enterprise. It brings together both SAP Solution Manager and Microsoft Operations Manager. It leverages the existing tools of NetWeaver and SharePoint. It's a familiar environment, and there's no learning.
This is an awesome example, something that was done jointly by the team from Microsoft and by the SAP support team to ensure the coherent, unified lifecycle management across the experiences, across the interfaces, all the way from the front end, from SharePoint into the SAP application, which demonstrates that to get the benefits of end-to-end lifecycle management, you actually don't have to go and buy a company. You just have to work together with your partners, and it is possible to get the benefits of native experiences without losing the coherence of supportability and so forth.
Great. Okay, for the second demo, we're all getting warmed up here, right? So, you heard on the video that development with Gateway on this Duet Enterprise was about 6 times faster than would have been normally possible with existing tools. So what we're going to try to do right now in front of you is to build an application from scratch, leveraging some of the gateway capabilities. We'll try to do that in about 2 minutes or so. I'm going to create an application, compile it, build it, deploy it onto this iPad device, and hopefully everything will work. We'll click on it, it'll talk back to an SAP system, it'll be a live system. So here we go. We'll start off with a Macintosh. You see that this is some gateway services that have already been exposed. We've searched for employees. In the back-end SAP system, we have details and header files. We've chosen a number of different fields to actually expose in our application. Things like employee. This is just going to be an employee address book, a lookup book. And you see that there's a number of fields that we've chosen to expose. Once I've chosen the fields that I want, I'm going to go here and click on Generate Consumer Package. You'll see that there's multiple different platforms that we can potentially deploy to. In this case, we're going to choose iPad. Go ahead and click on Generate Code. And just like that, the server is now kind of bringing the code back onto this device right here. So now I can take a look at the actual application. So since I chose the iPad as a destination device, it's generating code for me in the Xcode development environment. I've got a development environment here set up on the computer. Let's go ahead and load all the information. So you see here you've got all the different source files necessary to basically compile and run this application. I'm going to choose to target this build to this device on my left here. So why don't we go ahead and click on Build and Run. So right now you see it's building, it's compiling the sources. If you look down here, installing it on the iPad. If I can move over to the iPad, okay, you saw that already. So it's launching the application now. And you'll see here, these are the fields that were selected in this application. Just to prove that this is a live system, I've got a couple bars here. So I'm going to go ahead and search for employee. Let's see. We'll search for Vishal. There's 2 Vishals apparently, so or 6 SAPs. So we're going to choose Vishal. And at this point, so again, it's going over the wireless networks, it's going through the gateway interface, it's going back to an SAP system, looking up the information, and coming back. And there you go. An application built and created in 2 minutes. And
not all applications can be built in 2 minutes, but that was pretty cool. So far, ladies and gentlemen,